Discussion and motion to authorize Banks and Engineering, Inc. to prepare a DCD Greenways Trail and Recreation Program grant application for our Elrama Park and approve the resolution for the same. I'm gonna, can we talk about that for a minute? I'm just gonna give it a call.
Yeah.
Oh, there's-
Yeah, certainly, Michelle. Last year, we applied for a phase 2A of the Elrama Central Park through the Commonwealth Financing Authority, DCED, under the Act 13 Greenways Trails and Recreation Program funding application. And phase 2, we received a grant award back in 2022 for a partial amount of the project, so last year we attempted to apply for the balance. That application was not funded, so we're in a position now where we have a partial award for the phase 2 work. We have matching money available to complete a portion of the phase 2 work. And what we're contemplating tonight is potentially a phase 3 application to install some additional fencing. I've prepared a cost estimate, which I gave to Suzanne. There's copies for the rest of the supervisors. But some of the phase 3 items could include, a boundary perimeter, chain link fence 4 feet high, completing the portions of the split rail fencing, and some security type of items to prevent kids or park users from running out onto the streets there. So our phase 3 cost estimate is $68,060. This grant application program is an 85%, up to 85% of the project cost would be funded, with 15% being the township's contribution to local match. So the application cycle for this year is open through the end of May. And I guess I asked for this agenda item so that we could have a discussion about potentially putting forward another grant application to fund some more of our project at the Elrama Park. So, are there any questions about that?
I like how it will make it grow from just the playground to, I see some grills, like Brad.
Right. Yeah, the original project scope had some other park amenities there: benches, grills, bike racks, some landscaping, those sorts of things. Like we said, we got a partial award for phase 2, so there's some stuff we need to trim out of that phase 2 budget to be able to use the money that we do have going forward with the park.
And that could be cut with a few of the tree type things,
Exactly.
How much of your costs can be absorbed by the grant?
Engineering costs are eligible for reimbursement.
100%?
100%, yeah. Yep. So you'll see on the cost estimate there that I have it broken down into 2 phases. Phase 2 being the project that we could pursue this year as soon as the design is final, as soon as the board's okay with the equipment that's been suggested and we finalize the design. We have a partial award, we have money that was reimbursed in phase 1, and there's obviously a township agreement. So broke it down into phase 2 and phase 3, with phase 3 being what we could consider for this program for a future application for work to be done later on.
So if we don't get the grant, your engineering costs go to the township, right?
Yeah, I mean, if the grant were to not be awarded and you wanted to do phase 3,
yes. I understand, I'm just curious.
yes, yeah.
Right.
Now, if we didn't get this grant, we could still use that cost factor or engineering type things to reapply for another grant towards that.
Sure.
Right?
There's no limit on the amount of applications you can.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, we can still take the,
You gotta roll the dice.
I think we gotta pay an engineering firm, if we want this phase 3 to happen, regardless of where we get the money from.
Oh.
Well, included in the phase 3 being a father of 3 boys, I can tell you that we need this fencing on the interior. Just because
I'm not a
there's
mother, I
a
don't know
street
about
that
the
goes
boy.
right
That's
across.
fine,
Yeah.
just
This
curious.
split rail makes it too easy for me to
Yeah,
go
I
through.
mean, that's just my thoughts on it when I looked at the plans and the property, it has to be, we have to get some kind of fencing.
Right now, like,
So right now, there's some split rail down there, and there's big stretches, there's a 150-foot long stretch and a 90-foot long stretch where there's no split rail at all. So part of the phase 3 scope would include completing the split rail in those areas, and then
I wanna make sure
that's on the
that
west side.
we don't make the mistake of prior boards and not put some sort of emergency gate in that fence.
I don't have an issue, I'm just curious
Yeah,
what
I'm
it's
just
all
saying,
about.
when we do-
I'll show you the
Okay.
plans, the parking lot end is open because there's curbs and there's gonna be benches across there.
That they'd be able to get an ambulance or whatever in.
Yes.
Okay. I know that was like a last minute item that wasn't considered on Veterans Park that we had to.
Yeah, and all the ADA accessibility stuff's included in the phase 2. Building some sidewalks, some handrail.
What if they do that with prevailing wage?
It depends, Larry.
The other grant information you gave us on, I forget the name of it, we called that out in the document.
Yeah. What we need to do before we, well, as part of finalizing our design, is talk to DCED about which of these items from this budget are gonna be paid for out of the grant, and which are gonna be paid for out of the township's match. As far as items that the township is gonna be matching, you know, that's work that can be done by, you know, road
Yeah.
crew or
We can
or
do one
whoever.
with our 15%.
There's certain bidding requirements for the grant program.
I mean, basically the same.
Certain bidding requirements out of the grant program that we would need to adhere to for the,
Right.
and prevailing wage would come into play, yes.
Okay.
I think we're making good strides with designing
You
phase
make a
2.
motion on it? Okay, so does anyone wanna make a motion to authorize Bankston to prepare the DCD Greenways Trail Recreation Program grant application for Elrama Park?
I'll make a motion.
Oh, I forgot, I stole your mic,
That's
I got
okay.
2.
I'll make the motion.
Susan makes the motion,
I have a lot of numbers.
Ron second, all in favor?